A member of the Muslim community was taken in by ICE yesterday. His green card application got denied, so ICE just swooped in and took him away. And a lot of Muslims were angry, and they decided to get together and see how they can help this guy. And for all of you who are worried about Muslims bringing Sharia law, I have good news. If you had gone to the event, you'd have came back relieved, realizing that they have no idea what they're doing politically. None. Not a clue at all. You probably thought, oh, maybe they're getting together so that way they can organize themselves and have political power and push their agenda. No, they didn't do that. I wish Muslims would become more politically engaged and help us protect the Constitution and assimilate. But no, these guys are so far gone. All we heard was just crying, whining, and complaining. In fact, it was a whole hour of this. They had multiple speakers. The highlight was Imam Omar Soleiman, very popular guy. Let's see what he had to say.
The pillar, the heart of our community, has been taken away from us, and we can't rest, nor can we be defeated, nor can we accept that this is just the way that this is going to go, and the next person's going to get abducted, and the next person's going to get abducted, and the next person's going to get abducted. So follow the instructions of the legal team, follow the wishes of the family, be where they tell you.
That's the gayest shit I've ever heard, and I've been to 5 weddings, including my own. It's not funny. I know I make it sound funny, but it's really not funny. You know what's funny is that the Palestinian is actually giving us the most Jewish advice. Listen to your lawyer. Listen to your lawyer. I grew up in the Northeast, so all Jewish people sound like that to me. But this is our community trying to vouch for somebody. Now, I didn't know Marwan. I've never met Marwan. So I'm going to do my best to try to explain how to vouch for him to a non-Muslim audience. First thing I would mention, he's not illegal. He didn't cross the border illegally. He didn't get smuggled into the country. He did the paperwork. He came in. That's the first thing I would mention. They say, from what I've read, that he said some questionable things about America after 9/11. Now, if he said some bad things, but he did not incite any violence, then that's protected under the First Amendment. Now, if he says something bad about Israel, that is not protected under the First Amendment. In fact, if that's the case, then I condemn Marwan 100% because I don't want to get deported either. But other than that, from what I've read, he was a pretty stand-up guy. He volunteered at the Red Cross, helped Muslims and non-Muslims. He was a assistant disaster relief. He would help everyone out when we had problems here in Texas. He even started a Boy Scouts chapter, one of the largest in North Texas. The guy was part of the community. And yes, if his paperwork lapsed, and he's been in and out of the court system for 6 years, and his green card got denied, did they really have to come and take him right after he dropped his kid off at school? Really? They could have just told him, like, hey, you have to leave. You have a few days, get your affairs in order, pack your stuff, and leave. Why was he not given a heads up? Was it concern that if they gave him a heads up, he would pack his stuff and leave the country? See, we're not thinking straight. We're always having this issue with the mass deportation. Trump promised us he was going to get rid of the illegals. But we all see what's happening now, that if you're an illegal, but you work on a farm or a hotel, you get to stay. You know, that's actually where Marwan made a mistake. Marwan should have said that, no, I'm here illegally and I work on a farm. Then he would have stayed instead of doing it the right way. But this is not the creative mindset of our Muslim leaders. All I heard for 1 hour was just complaining, whining, that we need to pray more without giving us any actionable advice on how to reach out and make the case for him. There is no creativity in these Muslim leaders. What, you thought? You thought we had the same caliber, creative type of Muslim like the guy who invented algebra? We don't have these people anymore. We have this. Oh, this is so sad that this is happening to us, the oppression. You know, we all need to pray more and be better Muslims and listen to your lawyer. Listen to your lawyer. Yeah, thanks a lot, buddy. Couldn't have thought out one myself. And that's where we're at.